Imagine you're crossing one of the most unforgiving deserts on Earth. For days, you've seen nothing but rock, sand, and endless emptiness stretching to the horizon. Your water is running low, your camels are exhausted. Every mile feels like a battle against nature itself. Then, just when survival seems uncertain, something impossible appears. A magnificent city carved directly into towering cliffs, crowded markets, wealthy merchants, precious goods from distant lands, flowing water in the middle of the desert. It feels like a mirage, but it's real. And somehow, this city became richer than entire kingdoms. The strange part is that nothing about Petra should have made it wealthy. It had no great river, no fertile farmland, no vast empire collecting taxes, no mountains overflowing with gold. By every rule that usually creates wealth, Petra should have remained a small desert settlement. Yet caravans traveled thousands of miles just to reach it. Merchants risked storms, bandits, disease, and death for the chance to do business there. Why? What did this city possess that was so valuable? To answer that question, imagine you're a merchant carrying cargo worth a fortune. Your camels are loaded with rare spices, exotic perfumes, incense, silk, ivory, and luxury goods desired by the richest people in the ancient world. Every item you carry is worth more than most families will earn in a lifetime. But the desert is dangerous. One wrong turn could leave you stranded. One raid could destroy your fortune. One mistake could cost everything. Every journey is a gamble. Yet year after year, merchants continue making the trip, because the rewards are enormous. As these caravans cross vast deserts, they all face the same problem. They need water. They need safety. They need reliable routes. They need a place where trade can happen without chaos. And slowly, almost quietly, Petra begins solving those problems better than anyone else. Merchants arrive. Then more merchants arrive. Then entire networks of traders begin passing through the city. Wealth starts flowing into Petra from every direction. The city isn't producing most of these valuable goods. It isn't manufacturing silk. It isn't growing spices. It isn't mining precious treasures. Yet money keeps pouring in. Then comes the first surprising realization. Petra's rulers discover that the biggest fortunes aren't always made by owning valuable products. They're made by controlling the movement of valuable products. A merchant profits from one shipment. Petra profits from every shipment. A trader earns money when he sells his goods. Petra earns money every time trade passes through its territory. Suddenly, the city isn't just participating in commerce. It's sitting at the center of commerce itself. As trade expands, Petra grows richer. Caravans arrive from distant lands carrying products from multiple continents. Markets become larger. Warehouses become fuller. More traders arrive every year. More money changes hands. More opportunities emerge. Wealth begins accumulating at a scale few people could have imagined. Travelers expecting a harsh desert outpost instead discover a thriving center of commerce overflowing with activity. Every caravan brings new profits. Every transaction strengthens the city's position. Every passing year makes Petra more important. But then comes an even bigger surprise. Visitors arrive expecting to find a city struggling against the desert. Instead, they discover fountains, reservoirs, gardens, fresh water flowing where almost none should exist. Petra has done something extraordinary. It has learned how to capture, store, and manage water in one of the driest environments on Earth. Suddenly, the desert itself becomes an advantage. Competitors struggle to survive. Petra thrives. Merchants know they can find safety there. They know they can find resources there. They know they can continue their journeys from there. What looked like a weakness becomes one of Petra's greatest strengths. As decades pass, the city's influence explodes. Wealth no longer arrives from a handful of caravans. It arrives from vast trade networks connecting distant civilizations. Luxury goods move through Petra on their way to powerful kingdoms and wealthy elites. Merchants become richer. Markets become busier. Buildings become grander. The city transforms into one of the most prosperous commercial hubs of the ancient world. People who have never visited Petra still hear stories about its wealth. Traders speak of fortunes being made there. Travelers describe a city unlike anything they have ever seen. At its peak, Petra achieves something remarkable. It becomes wealthy without conquering vast territories. Wealthy without ruling millions of people. wealthy without controlling endless farmland. Its prosperity comes from something far more powerful. It controls a vital connection between worlds. Goods move through Petra. Money moves through Petra. Opportunity moves through Petra. The city has become a gateway through which enormous amounts of wealth flow, and every flow leaves something behind. For a time, it seems unstoppable, but history rarely stands still. New trade routes begin appearing, different paths emerge, technologies change, political conditions shift. The same networks that once made Petra rich slowly begin moving elsewhere. Fewer caravans arrive, fewer merchants pass through its markets. Less wealth enters the city. The flow that created Petra's fortune gradually weakens. And when your prosperity depends on controlling movement, losing that movement can be devastating. Year after year, the city's importance declines. The crowds shrink. The markets quiet. The fortunes become smaller. Eventually, one of the richest cities in the ancient world fades into history. The magnificent structures remain. The carved stone facades survive. But the endless flow of wealth that once powered Petra disappears. Yet Petra's greatest legacy isn't its architecture. It isn't its monuments. It isn't even its incredible location. Its greatest legacy is a lesson about wealth that remains true thousands of years later. Most people believe wealth comes from owning valuable things. Petra proved that controlling the pathways through which value moves can be even more powerful. The city didn't become rich because it produced the world's most valuable goods. It became rich because the world's valuable goods had to pass through it. Today, the principle still exists everywhere. Ancient trade routes became shipping lanes. Shipping lanes became railroads. Railroads became global supply chains. Supply chains became digital networks. The tools changed, but the idea remained the same. The people who control the flow of value often become wealthier than the people creating the value itself. Petra discovered that secret in the middle of a desert more than 2,000 years ago. And for a time, that secret made a city carved into stone richer than kingdoms.